Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone. Landmark Tech is social media marketing strategist and educator. As I said, I do this every week, and then of course I botch my own title in the beginning. We're so glad though that you guys are back. July's been all about marketing to sellers. Our market right now in July of 2024, it is of course ever changing. And what was an easy sell to sellers, yourself, obviously, you're the product, is a little bit more difficult with kind of the lawsuits that are going on, the changes to the market. So
yes,
who you network with makes a huge difference right now in this market. So I've got the wonderful Deanna Bone on again. She is a regular on our Marketing Matters. And that is because she has a wealth of information to share with us. So today we're going to be talking about how to really build those relationships when it comes to agent marketing and how you can generate more sellers and more leads from something as simple as networking with other agents.
other realtors.
Yeah. So thank you for being on again, Deanna. It's always a pleasure. I think I've mentioned this before. I always get some golden nuggets from our time together. Anytime I attend one of your amazing aha. Sometimes there's a lot of them, but I always get at least one. So I'm excited. I'm going to hand the reins over to you, and I can't wait for my golden nugget.
Absolutely. You bet. You bet. I'm actually really excited to talk about this because I believe a lot of realtors look at other realtors as competition. And they're like, I'm not going to tell you my secrets. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And they're missing the boat on one of the biggest opportunities to gain more profit, more business, more clientele, and all of that. So I want to kind of show everyone that having the realtor next door in your database is just as powerful and sometimes more powerful than just our normal database of buyers and sellers. So I'll go ahead and start in right now with that. So my goal today is just to help start building, helping you, the realtors out there, help to start building another pipeline or another pillar of income of qualified referrals from like-minded real estate agents. So that's hopefully my goal today, and hopefully you get a couple tidbits on that. So here's one of the things that I always like to tell my realtors that I coach, right? Because I coach a lot of realtors out there in the Valley. Did you know that a deep personal relationship with another realtor can create over $10,000 per relationship to you as the realtor? And that's per year in gross commission. So think of this. If you have 60 realtors in your database times $10,000, that's another $600,000 in gross commissions. And if you break down that 60, that's only 15 realtors I have to contact each month, or I should say 4 a week. So when you start breaking that down, saying, oh my gosh, I just have to call 4 realtors a week and that I can start gaining $10,000 per each contact. And my answer to you is yes, it is. I've been doing this pretty heavily for years. And I see the power of the realtors in my database, and it's really helped me. With our market shifting, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, my business is down 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Well, I can tell you my numbers this year are better than my numbers in 23, even better than in 22, and better than in 21. And the main reason why is my agent to agent relationship. So let's kind of talk a little bit about this. So just in the past 18 months, I've generated over $15 million in closed sales through my agent-to-agent network. And I'm on track to close another 10 million before the end of 2024 is finished. And that's just with the ones that I know about right now. This is in addition to my traditional buyer and seller database that we are really just taught about as realtors. And again, I don't tell you this to impress you, but to impress upon you that if you have systems in place and you really mean it from the heart, not that you're a numbers guy, you really got to have it in your heart bleeding, that you too can create immediate business by having another real estate agent in your database. So let's kind of talk about why agent to agent marketing is so important. Number one, it creates a steady flow of high quality, higher price point clients. And this means buyers and or sellers. The line of trust is already built before I meet my sellers, immediately built. So if I know another realtor has referred them to me, they trust that realtor so much that I've already won the listing before you even get the call from a friend or family member. Adds another pillar of business to my real estate career. And it's cheaper than buying leads, let's face it, or I should say clicks, right? From Zillow or any other online resources. And it's a faster turnaround than any open house I've ever done. So for the last few years, I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of networking, and I do a lot of marketing to just realtors. And believe it or not, these are realtors that are both in Arizona and outside of Arizona. So when I talk about this, I always like to talk about the key components of agent to agent marketing. So think of this, networking, right? All networking is that you're engaging with other real estate professionals through events, social media, industrial groups, conventions, Zoom meetings, right? Just like probably one of the ones you were talking about in my past presentations, the coffee over the miles, all of that fun stuff. And of course, another key component is collaboration. So we're working together with joint listings, open houses, marketing campaigns, the referrals. That's what we're talking about, the connections. That's number one. Exchanging client referrals to match buyers and sellers more effectively is so big. Because remember, these realtors know who their client is. So when they refer them to me, they're giving me heads up about their personality, about what they're looking for. They're winning me into their knowledge without even the seller knowing about it. So that's why it's so important to have that component of it. And then I'll tell you, this is what's powerful, is the knowledge sharing. Sharing marketing trends, insights, strategies, how they're marketing, especially with the NAR settlement, right? So how are they getting ready to do the NAR settlement? This here has been such the game changer in my business and in my world. I have so many realtors all over the country that says, oh my gosh, Gianna, you just must be so smart. You must be, I can't believe you're cutting edge on this. Well, it's not that I'm cutting edge and it's not that I'm all that smart. I just know I talk to realtors all over the country. So then I get to find out what's happening in California before it hits to Arizona, or what's happening in Florida before it hits Arizona, or what's happening in Texas or any of those states. So that is the biggest thing. I get to find out well before what hits in the media or out there. Oh my gosh, what are you doing for the NAR settlement? How are you talking to your seller? How are you talking to your buyer? And so my knowledge is thrown out there 5 years faster than the normal realtor who's not talking to other agents. So why is agent to agent marketing so crucial, especially in today's world? So look at this. This is an increased exposure for our listings. Well, what do you mean, Deanna? We've got the MLS. Well, we also understand with the NAR settlement, things are going to start changing. We're going to start seeing realtors leave. We're going to start seeing realtors just totally confused about how to sell listings because either A, with the commissions disappearing off the MLS or whatever. Well, let me tell you, in the past 8 to 9 years, most realtors just had to put their listings on the MLS and it sold. Well, no longer today. Right now, many of our cities are moving into a balanced market or even into a buyer's market. So now with my database of realtors, I can send out my listings and say, hey, who do you have for this buyer? It's coming or it's here. This is also a great reminder that we are in one of the largest transient states. What does that mean? People are moving in and out of our state consistently. So now with that knowledge, I don't know how many buyers are coming in. So if I have a listing, I'm calling 60 realtors in other states or in other cities going, hey, I have a listing coming up. Do you have a buyer? This also creates more opportunities for getting higher prices for your seller. And when I go into my listing presentations and I show them that I have exposure to their house outside of the MLS, I'm winning the listing faster than any other realtor that just comes in and says, I'm just putting it out on the MLS. So it also enhances credibility and trust. So think of this. Building a strong professional relationship with other agents enhances your reputation in the industry. Think about it. They automatically trust me, and the credibility is so vital in real estate. And it's a positive reputation among our peers so that they will also start referring me to when they get a client moving in and out of Arizona. Mutual referrals. Referrals from other agents can be a great source of business. Think about it. Like I said, a lot of realtors are saying they're an average right now 30 to 40% down in their market. Well, one of the reasons why I believe heavily that I have not seen a decrease in my business is because of all the referrals coming in from realtors. So that's another thing that we do is they also know they're going to be my referral partner as well, going back and forth because I know they work like I work. And that's probably one of the biggest things, because when I give my clients over to someone in California or Texas or wherever, that client knows that when I referred them to that realtor has the same systems in place, same knowledge, everything as myself. So the credibility goes up. So now that client refers me to more clients, and then that realtor refers me to more clients. So it's just building up mutual referrals. And of course, increased efficiency is something that I never thought was going to come out of this when I started doing this. So thinking about this, by working together, agents can pull resources for marketing campaigns, open houses, other activities. We can collaborate on, hey, you got a deal for us to do our marketing videos. We can all jump in on that. So that way I don't have to pay such a high price if I want to start doing social media campaigns. We get to pull together and say, oh my gosh, it's making things go faster. I learned how to use Asana so much better from another realtor in LA because of that. And we were able to get discounts on High Note or whatever just because of our increased knowledge from another realtor and pulling our pools together. Advantage of building relationships with other agents. Think of this. Like I said before, it's an increased business opportunity. Referrals. Other agents can refer clients to you, especially if they encounter the clients whose needs are better met with your expertise in your market area. Expanded market reach. Broader exposure. When you share your listings with other agents, you tap into their database, increasing the visibility of your property. So when homes are sitting there on the market and I start calling all my database of realtors going, I have a house that I need to sell. Who do you know that's looking to buy here at this price point? They're going into their database and proactively finding a buyer for our house. Access to exclusive listings. Relationship with other agents can grant you access to off-market and pocket listings that are just coming, the coming soons. How many times do realtors now just wait for the coming soons to come on? Well, guess what? When there's low inventory, and there has been for years now, when I have a buyer, I'm calling all those other realtors going, I have a buyer. Do you have a listing coming up that's not even on the coming soon yet? And they're telling me, oh yeah, I just signed a listing agreement yesterday. This one will be coming soon on Saturday. You beat it by a day. Now we get to talk about that and start looking at that as it's going into coming soon and before it goes active. So again, it's like a coming soon before the coming soon. I like to tell my buyers, this is the secret seller map. This is what I have, because I tell my buyers and I tell my sellers, right? Our jobs are twofold. One is to keep our clients out of court, but the second thing is to show homes or advertise homes that you can't find on Zillow. So that's our secret seller map. And this has expanded that by just doing agent to agent. Another thing that I found is it enhanced credibility and trust, right? When you have another professional that's putting their name to you, these clients are going, wow, I trust my agent immensely that I'm going to trust her or him to give me to another agent that I can already trust. There are many, many listing appointments that I've gone on that client is only interviewing me and me alone, because that came from another realtor they highly trusted. Improve client service. So think of this, it's a better matching opportunity, right? By collaborating with other agents, you can better match buyers and sellers with each other or with other clients. Specializing expertise, referring clients to agents with specialized knowledge, like on luxury homes or on commercial properties or on investment properties, right? ensures that the clients receive the best possible service. So this is going both ways. I know that in my database, which I have over about 500 realtors that I have in my database, and a lot more coming above that, I add to it every day, that I know I can reach out to them and say, I have a client with a special needs. Who do you have that can help incorporate with that? So how do we find the right connections? Because that's what everybody talks about. They're like, yeah, great, Deanna, this is a great little concept, but how do I find the realtors all over the country? Well, number one, your current database is perfect, and watch the stats. So watch about what states are moving in and out of our state, what cities are moving in and out of our cities. And then what you want to do is you want to reach out to realtors in those areas and say, hey, I'm in Arizona, I'm in Phoenix, I'm in Chandler, I'm in Gilbert, I'm in Tucson, wherever you are at. And I found out that your city is the biggest one moving in and out of my city. So let's come together. And when you get a referral, refer it to me. And if I get one going your way, we'll go back and forth and be referral partners. That's one of the reasons why your database is perfect. Think about this, your current lenders and title companies. I have had so many title companies and especially right here with Landmark, who's introduced me to other realtors, and I was able to collaborate with them. Lenders know realtors all over the place. Ask them, who's your top lenders that or realtors that I should be connected to? Who are they? Especially those lenders that are also licensed outside our state and in the states, their cities that are moving into us. Ask them to cross that shield and say, hey, could you introduce me to your top realtor? Don't think of those realtors anymore as competition. I want you to think of those realtors as you're going to help me grow my business. Other realtors, have you closed a deal with a realtor that you can ask them, who else do you know? Or if I'm in a CE class, I'm going to be asking them, can you introduce me to someone out of Tucson or someone out of Flagstaff? They may have a great resource out there, because we know how many of our second homes are coming in and out of Heber Overguard or out of Tucson or out of Flagstaff. So when I attend these classes and things like that, I want to know them. Attending events. I purposely fly probably about 6 to 8 times a year, almost every month, to go to another realtor event, to do nothing but meet other realtors. And I hunt every single time I know that I go to these events. My goal is to come back with at least 5 realtors that I did not know prior. And then what I do is I contact all of them and say, let's become referral partners. How about this? This is an easy one, right? Instead of taking your CE hours online or your CE hours in the city that you're at, start taking your own CE hours across the valley. So if you're a West Valley realtor, take all your CE hours in Gilbert. If you're a Gilbert agent, take all your CE hours in Peoria. And here's why. Most realtors will not cross the line between West Valley and East Valley. They just don't want to do it. So if that's the case, well, then I'm going to go take a Peoria class all the time or a Litchfield Park. It might be a far drive for me, but I'm not looking at the drive. I'm looking at the connection of those realtors. One of my top realtors that refer me is in Sun City. Are you kidding me? They don't go outside Sun City. They refuse. But I met them at an event, and now they give me every single one of their listings that are outside of Sun City. How do they find the listings? Well, they find the buyers. And now those buyers need to sell a home. And now they go, well, we don't sell outside of Sun City. So now I'm going to go ahead and refer them for Deanna. Same thing with Prescott. I have an agent in Prescott that I met at another event in Arizona that I now get every one of her referrals. Just in 2024 alone, she has given me 4 closed listing referrals, and I got another one yesterday from her. That's just Prescott. So this doesn't happen just if you go out of state. This is also in state as well. Now, let's talk about some of the activities, because I believe very heavily that consistency is the most important factor in deepening the relationships, right? We learn about this with our own traditional buyers and sellers. Well, this isn't going to happen anymore. This is also now we got to do this with realtors. And I don't want to send the realtors what I send to a normal buyer and seller. They don't need to see the same thing because they're realtors as well, right? So what I'm going to do is I need to start building my solutions way in advance before I start meeting realtors. So the very first thing I'm going to do is start emailing, texting, or calling, right? Letting them know who gave me their information. Hey, I just want to let you know such and such gave me your information. They said you helped them in Florida or you helped them in Prescott and they were so impressed with you. So I wanted to introduce myself to you because I'd love to be your referral partner here in wherever you're at. Right? That's opens up the door. That's no longer cold calling into that realtor. And realtors understand helping each other out, right? You have to have some means of reaching out to them on a consistent basis, rather it be your phone call, Zoom and Google Meets. I love. I found those are very personal, very face-to-face. I do at least 8 Zoom meetings a week with realtors and realtors alone so that we have built a relationship or face-to-face so that when I start attending the events, rather it be in the Valley or not, they already know who I am and they're already referring me well before that. So think about how am I going to reach out to them? Invest in Zoom. Go ahead and do Google Meets if you want. That's free, right? But have something that you're going to do. You also need to make sure that your calendar is set up to have all your connection times with agents, just like you do with your normal database, right? So set these up as non-negotiable marketing times. So when I said that I meet with at least 8 agents a week on Zoom, that is my marketing time. That is a non-negotiable time. So in my calendar, sorry, but nobody gets into those calendars. That is my marketing time, and you need to treat this as a marketing time. So, and make sure it's consistent and on a regular basis, right? That it's on the same day, same time, each week, each month. Then I know. So my times are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I know that. So now my sellers and buyers come in between that. And that's what I do. So you need to set this up to where it happens all the time on the same day. Not only that, now it's gone out there and I never have to think twice. I can tell you my calendar for agent to agent is booked out always 30 to 60 days in advance. I've had many agents reach out to me and said, oh my gosh, let's have a Zoom meeting, let's have a coffee or what have you. And I got to push them out 30 to 60 days because I have it so consistent already in my database. And they're fine with it because they're like, let's do, because they got my name from another realtor that trusts me. And now they're willing to wait, right? Because they want that expertise for their client. So what are you doing to build that expertise in your own system so that agents go, I'm going to refer you? I'm going to show you just a little bit about what my weekly activities are in my database within hopes that you can start putting something together today. First of all, you need to check your CRM on who to contact. So you need to have a very good CRM, right? So I do 5 check-in calls a day and I write 5 personal notes a day, believe it or not, to realtors and realtors only. This is in addition to my normal database, right? I look at Facebook to see if there's something that's happened that helped me reach out to call them. Is it their birthday? Did they do their first closing? Are they in real estate 20 years? Whatever their life journey is on social media is why I'm calling them. And you need to do that. So weekly, like I was saying, I do 6 to 8 coffees over the miles every single week. I update my CRM after each meeting that I have with notes on what's going on in their world so that when I reach out to them again, then I know what we talked about last, right? And then I send out note cards to each of them after we speak. Now, what I started doing as well is after I have my coffees over Zoom with them, then I do an automatic response out to them in 60 days that will automatically go out. And by the way, you can do this through Google, absolutely free. You can have your emails scheduled out. So I will schedule one out immediately for the person I just finished the meeting with for 60, 90 days out that says, let's do another coffee. Let's connect again. That's been how you need to make it very systemized so that it can make it very consistent for you. Now, again, this is a lot to do at the beginning, but once you do it, it's absolutely fabulous because now the systems are in place. I don't have to worry about sending out a phone call or an email to say, hey, let's get back together and connect. I already have systems in place to do that, and Google helps me do that. Now, We all are taught to send out a newsletter to our normal clientele, our buyers and our sellers, our past clients. But what I'm going to tell you to do is you need to have a second one, a different one that's just agent to agent. That has nothing to do with your buyers and sellers, your normal ones. So yes, I have 2 newsletters that go out. Both of them are electronic. One of them is for my normal database, and one of them is nothing but for agents, right? And in that newsletter, I do nothing but talk about Arizona. I want them to remember on their Arizona connection. Here's the stats. Are we a buyer's market? Are we a seller's market? I let them see my listings that are for sale. This is where sellers love it because they see that I put their house on a newsletter that goes out to realtors in and out of the state. It doesn't matter to me. They're all in there and they may have a buyer for our listing. So that's another touch that I do that most realtors don't do. So when I'm going into listing appointments and I talk about my monthly newsletter that goes out to nobody but realtors, they're like, well, that's not what the other agent did. You're worth the money, Deanna, that you want. So I don't have to go in discounted. I show my value based on my agent to agent database, right? I update agents all the time on the referrals they've given me, just like you should be doing with your normal database. So when an agent gives me a referral, I'm constantly updating them, letting them know, hey, we're getting the pre-qual done, or hey, we're getting the photos taken on the listing, or hey, our listing went live today. And by the way, don't forget, I'd love to have another listing from you. This is the power of those updates to my agents about the referrals, because now I'm asking again, who else do you know that needs to sell a home in Phoenix, right? And then I do video market updates on Arizona that I send out to the agent database. Yes, I send those videos out to the normal sellers and buyers as well. But again, remember, I have 2 newsletters. They are completely separate. And I'm letting them know what's going on in the Arizona market. And I get so many responses back from these newsletters where all of a sudden they're like, hey, Deanna, it was great hearing from you. You know what? It's been a while since we met up. Let's meet up again. Or, hey, Deanna, you know what? Thanks for this email. Oh my gosh, things are going great in Arizona. It looks like I might have an investor coming in. This is why we're doing it. They're just touches to agents. And let's face it, as agents are busy, we forget who we are, right? Or who our database is. So it's my job to make sure that listing agent or that buyer's agent in another state or another city remembers me. So this monthly newsletter helps do that. And then every year, what I do is I add and subtract agents from the database, especially with the NAR settlement coming on. I know, per what they're saying, we're going to lose a lot of realtors. So now I need to update my database. And when I'm saying remove them or subtract them, if I know that they're moving from a realtor back into regular society because they do not want to deal with the NAR settlement, I'm not deleting them from my database. I'm moving them. I'm moving them over to a normal buyer and seller because they're going to still be someone that's going to sell, you know, to refer me or sell my values out to another client, but they don't need to see the normal emails that go out to realtors because they're no longer in that field. So again, that's what I want to make sure you understand. Don't just delete them from your newsletter for realtors, move them if you need to from somewhere else. And then, of course, I send out yearly updates and on all the referrals because remember, I remind them. So I handwrite a note card that says, oh my goodness, Judy, thank you so much for referring me Bob George. Because of you, we're still in contact with him. Do you know anyone else that needs to sell? So these are things that I'm doing daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. When I talk about the tips, this is what I'm going to tell you. You have to be very intentional if you're going to do agent to agent marketing. And then on top of being very intentional, you need to be very consistent and very prepared. Are you ready with your calendar on how you're going to do it? Do you have your CRM set up to do with agents? Do you know who you want in your database? Do you know what cities or states are moving in and out that you need? Keep it one-to-one. So when I have Zoom meetings or I have coffees or phone calls, or if I meet them somewhere, we're going to meet one-to-one because I want consistent eye contact. I want them to hear everything I have to say, but I also want to hear everything they have to say. And I want them to feel like they're the most important person to me at that moment. And I found that if I do it one-to-one, it definitely speeds up the referral process. It speeds up the quality of the buyer or the seller. And then more than importantly than anything, I'm going to tell you, don't give up. This is a very long, hard road, but it's a great road to go on. I've been doing this now since 2015, which is now going on almost 10 years for doing it. So I know a lot of ins and outs on that. So I always tell everyone, if you're not sure how to do it or you have more questions on it, please reach out to me. This QR code is my actual business card, so you're welcome to go ahead and download that anytime you want. And Sarah, before I throw it back at you, I do want to let everybody know that Landmark Title is helping me sponsor one of my mentors who taught me the power of agent-to-agent marketing, which is Mr. Brian Buffini and his bold predictions. So I'm actually going to be at this event that's coming up. I'm actually going to be bringing my book out. And one of the things, Sarah, that I wanted to let agents know, the reason why I wrote the book is that it came from another realtor who showed me the power of writing a book to get more sellers to trust me. So now what I do with that book is I send it out to all potential sellers. And guess what? They're calling me back going, you wrote a book? Oh my gosh. So I will be handing out that book, and I'll be able to talk to a lot of realtors outside of there. And also Brian Buffini is going to be talking about his new certification that's coming out that's called Certified Full Service Realtor. We need to get that in place. So with that, Miss Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and give that back to you.
Thank you, Deanna. Yes, write a book, right? I mean,
Oh, yes.
it's such a powerful marketing tool. I mean, this is one that I've known about for years. So that's pretty exciting. And that is going to be a great event. And actually, Deanna, I had that event pulled up as well.
Well, let me stop sharing so you can share.
There it is. Wait, hold on. There it is. All right.
There it is.
Yep, that one's coming up. That's just next Monday, guys. So you're definitely going to want to hop on and attend that one with Deanna as well. Please let us know if you have any questions for her. There, one more click, and there it is. Okay, I got it pulled up. That one's going to be really neat. Deanna, of course, as always, great information. My golden nugget, I already got it. Like I listened, and I'm like, all right, I got to pick up the one thing that she says today that I've just never have even thought about. CE classes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what a great idea. And you are right. There are, even here in the Valley, there are so many agents that really just work their neighborhood. They just work, a certain area, and there's no reason for them to go out beyond that. So that's, and you can take your CE classes anywhere.
Anywhere. Well, think about this. How many second homes are being bought in Heber Overgaard? And then when they move up to Heber Overgaard, guess what they need to sell? Their home in the Valley. So what I do is I take CE hours in Payson. I take them in Flagstaff. I take them in Tucson. I just spend the day. Let's go. It's a marketing day.
Yeah, especially why not? I mean, it's here in the summer, like get out, go make a weekend of it, right?
That's right.
I'm not a tax expert, but I'm pretty sure if you go out of town and you do business, like your CE classes are absolutely business. Maybe network with a few more realtors in the area. Obviously, consult your tax professionals for this, but I have heard rumors that some of those things, if not all those,
that's right. And if you want to attend this class, if I'm not mistaken, you just contact Beth Klauser right there with Landmark Title. She's doing all of it.
Yes, and get some more of these amazing nuggets and tidbits.
And we're going to be talking specifically, Sarah, afterwards about the buyer broker.
Yeah. So guys, attend this one next week. And I'm going to wrap up with a few other things that we have coming up, like CE classes. This one's not, but this one is about the future of commissions. This is going to be next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Hey, you can hop Marketing Matters and go right onto this Zoom. So maybe next Wednesday, make a Zoom day out of it. Learning about more about the future of commissions, because this is really important. We're all talking about it. The more information you have, the more empowered you will be with your clients. So if you want to hop on that one, it's going to be on Zoom. Reach out to Renee, scan that QR code, and get registered for that. And then, as we were talking about, CE classes, right? So CE classes, take them in different areas of the Valley. We've got this one about compensation and employment agreements. This is in Arrowhead at the atrium. So if you're an East Valley agent, maybe head on over. There's always great people in that type of area. And I know for a fact that West Side people don't like to go to the East Side. So
It's true. It's true.
So there might be some great networking for that. And you can get 3 hours of commissioner standards. This one is August 7th. So get registered for that one. Seating is always limited for these in-person ones. And then if you want to go in, I don't know, networking Goodyear, you could go take the same class and network in Goodyear as well. You're still going to get those 3 hours of commissioner standards. You need 2 of them anyway, for every section or every category. This one's August 15th. Once again, reach out to Renee. She's hosting both of these. This one's going to be great too. So you might as well learn and get credit for it. And then we've got the second annual scavenger hunt up in Prescott. So once again, head up to Prescott, go network with some Prescott agents. It writes itself, Deanna. So this one is September 19th. If you guys want to head up there, reach out to Michelle and get registered for that. And of course, we always have our home tours. Once again, a great place to go network with agents. Look at that, we're just full of these. Moon Valley, third Thursdays, 8:30. And a lot of the Moon Valley agents, they really only work Moon Valley. So once again, a great group of people to network with. And then Biltmore Luxury, this is the fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m. So always good to not only network, but go get content for, social media, for marketing, and just see what's out there and just being active. I love home tours just to keep sharp and active and networking with amazing agents and industry partners in our area. And of course, I love hearing from you guys. So if you have a minute, there's 3 questions. It takes 1 minute to fill out. Head on over, do our survey. Love hearing from you all. I'm already trying to brainstorm on what is going to be coming up in August, because we're halfway through July. Yes, August is right around the corner. So looking for topics for August, let me know. And then of course, even through the summer, please reach out to your business development management team. They are here all summer to help you network, to help you get those credits, to help you with all of your marketing. Beth, Keith, Mary, Michael, Michelle, Patty, and Renee, please reach out to them. And then, of course, thank you to Landmark Title for allowing us to bring you Marketing Matters every Wednesday. We have 7 offices here in the Valley, one up in Prescott, 2 up in Nevada, for all of your networking needs as well. So as you are writing these contracts out, please think of us. And of course, thank you to Deanna Bone. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Love, I can always count on those golden nuggets of information that I've never even thought about. So it's always so exciting. Sign up and head over. This one's going to be in Scottsdale. It's not even East Valley for the Buffini.
That's right. It's in Scottsdale. We did it on purpose.
I know. I was looking at the address yesterday. I was putting it on our website and I was like, Scottsdale. Wow, that's pretty accessible.
Yes, that's why we did it.
That's going to be a great one. So head on out, see Deanna, learn a little bit more, grab a copy of her book. That's pretty cool.
I'll be handing them out. Yep.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.